I got to kind of help out my yearly plan was this super book. I really liked it because it has pretty much everything that you need for a kindergarten school year in here. And I love that it has a ton of these that you can copy and print off. And each one of these things that they have has a little activity or thing that can go with it that you can use in there. So this just is a book full of ideas, creativity. There's reading, writing, math, class management, social studies and science, centers, circle time and games, arts and crafts, bulletin boards, seasonal and holiday. So I mean, it is pretty much everything that you need for the school year. So I'm referencing this a lot. And then for our English, we are doing Hooked on Phonics is the start of it. We've already started the pre-K, and what I did was I actually took, this is what the workbooks look like when you get them. They're not super big, but I cut out the bindings in them, and then I put them in these protective sleeves. With my two other boys, I wanted to make sure that I could, it's kind of expensive, so I wanted to make sure that I could reuse this again, and I'm actually thinking about doing this with her math also so that I can reuse that program. Just copying the papers so that she's not actually writing in the workbooks, because that's really the only part. Or she can have her own separate workbook. But when I was growing up, I liked having a workbook page. Like I liked having that workbook. So being able to recreate one for her, for this one, I like that. So we've got the pre-K and the kindergarten. The kindergarten comes with handwriting. So it has the letters, and then it has words, and then it breaks into sentences, and then it also has numbers. So we have been working on these. Dry erase markers don't stay on. Use wet erase markers so that it stays on until you actually want to wipe it off. Hooked on Phonics also comes with all these little books in the programs. So those are kind of her first readers. Oh, this is the kindergarten reading workbook. So these are the next one up that I'll be putting in sleeves. Also with that, she will be doing Explode the Code online. So that'll help with phonics and reading and spelling, I believe they have in there. And it also is on the computer, so I like that that gives her some things that are handwriting, workbooks, and then some things that are computer-based. Also, we will be doing sight words, and our sight words, I just found this nice little coloring book that we can, pick out some of her sight words for that one sight word for that week. And I have a little board up top there that I will be penning all of her work throughout the week so that we can kind of see and display and build on all the stuff that we've done through the week, and then we'll file it away and start building the next week. Another workbook that I got for writing is this traditional manuscript. And so it just has letters, a sentence, you write it yourself, simple thing like that. So we'll be focusing on a letter each week, and so this will be part of that. I also got this spelling book because she does have the spelling online, but I also wanted one that I could have as a workbook page that she can physically have and work on a little bit more too. Also, for writing, I have this journal that's got the drawing space on the top and the sentences on the bottom, so we'll be journaling about field trips and science experiments and just maybe, holidays that are coming up, things like that. So we will be doing that for reading. And then math, we're using Math-U-See. It comes with a instruction manual. So it breaks down the lessons and the concept of the lesson, examples of the lessons, and then from that, they have the student workbook that you have, the workbook pages. So each one of those. And if you see there's a lot of little squares and blocks because that goes with their block system that they use. So it helps the child write it, physically see it and play with it and understand that even though this means 5, it's five individual ones. And so it does that all the way up to 100, and this block set will help with, or will advance through the system, since this is the introductory program. They have got levels that go up from there. Anything that you don't feel like you can teach yourself or whatever, they have, or you need help on, they have this DVD that you can watch yourself or watch even with your kid, so that it's got a teacher on there that's teaching the actual lesson. So if you have any questions or don't really get it, or completely understand how to teach it, he will teach it for you, and then you can just kind of add on to that. I also got the songbook that comes with a DVD, and it's a counting, skipping, counting, adding. I don't think they have subtraction. No, it's all adding. Counting by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s. Adding and skip counting. So that's one thing that I know that she'll love. So that is our math, except for a couple little other workbooks that I have. More just coloring, fun, simple things, but just something a little bit different, but still focusing on maybe the numbers of the things that we're working on that week. For social studies, history, in kindergarten it's more about geography, about where they are in the world. So I found this book that just kind of gives me a good basis of how to teach the topics that they're wanting to get across. So this is kind of something that I'm just using to kind of base upon. It has the core standards, but I'm going to be actually probably doing a little bit more than what this is. We are going to Washington, D.C. in October with my family. So we're going to be reading a book about the Constitution, and I also have a song that teaches you all of the presidents' names in order. And I found this little fold-out. It's got all the presidents on it that I thought would be nice that we could use with that song, that she can put a picture, with the name, and it also was cool that it had information on about the presidents. Then for science, I do have this is a curriculum. So it's got the week-by-week, lesson-by-lesson plans all broken down for you. I really liked this book. I liked the way that it had it laid out, and I thought that the pages were engaging, that she'll be able to have fun with. This has activities with the lessons, but if there's any fun experiments and stuff maybe that I either don't like in here or I want to do something a little bit different, I got this cool, it's over 100 different type of experiments and activities and demonstrations that you can do. And so if there's anything I don't like in the other one, I thought I could just kind of pick and choose into this one. Another thing on kind of science was this big book of why, which I thought was super cool for her, because she's always asking why. Like, why does grandma have wrinkles? Well, like, do you know that? So it just kind of gives you a little bit of a tip of like why, and if we want to dive into it a little bit more, then we can kind of add from there. The last thing, well, not the last thing, but the other thing that I have as a curriculum base is we're going to be doing Bible study. So the plan is to read a story a week, and then we'll be talking about that throughout the week, about character building, and then also we've got a coloring book that kind of goes along with the Bible as well. So other than that, we have a ton of little tiny little tiny things to just keep her mind going and work on, her fine motor skills. We'll be working on learning how to tell time. I got a ton of stuff for arts and crafts. So we have, all sorts of clay, and she loves these little pom-poms. She loves those things. Popsicle sticks, lumen hook to do pot holders, making fun bracelets. Okay, I love these things. Growing up, they were, we used them to be counters for, bingo or, I don't know. We played with them a ton in elementary school. I love these things. And they're, magnetic. So I actually was looking for a magnet for our first science lesson, and I found these, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I love these things. Another cool puzzles are another big thing that we'll be doing, but I thought this was awesome. I found this it's a U.S. map of all the states, and each state, they're magnets. So this is magnetic. So I thought that was just neat. Different type of puzzle. And things for cutting. I also have a bunch of flashcards. I made sight word flashcards. So she'll have her own empty ring, and as we go on and she'll add her sight words to her ring that she memorizes. So we'll be working on that. Also, adding flashcards. And popsicle sticks. You can't go wrong with popsicle sticks. These ones I put the alphabet on, and then I also numbered on one side up to 50. So we'll be working on putting these in order, and just popsicle sticks are just fun. So, we'll also be doing a co-op for gym, which is at the YMCA. There is a really big homeschooling environment or community where we live. So there's about 60 kids that show up to a co-op at the YMCA that they do 45 minutes of swimming and then 45 minutes of another activity. And we also are doing a co-op at the library. So that'll be a fun thing to get her around other kids. She'll be doing lots of sports and activities. We're starting cheerleading in a couple months. I think that starts in September, so it's July now, so we'll be September that we'll start cheerleading. I think I'm going to coach that. I used to be a cheerleader, so I always wanted to coach again, so I think I might sign up for that. And then dance, gymnastics, probably basketball in the winter. So definitely keeping her active. Also having 2 siblings, she's around other kids a lot, and friends of mine, things like that. So I think socially wise that her development will be good. And I think that's it. That pretty much wraps up our school year. So if you guys have any questions, please comment below, or if you have any other maybe ideas of videos that you would like to see. I'm always up to some new adventures. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for listening, and thanks for the support, and God bless y'all. Bye.